Burning Rubber is social. Follow us on Instagram at Instagram.com/Burning Rubber Radio. Now back to more Burning Rubber.
And it's another Fast Lap. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the fun places. It's kind of funny, Andy. I think we might be missing a couple of folks this week, though. Or wait, no, actually, no, we're actually not missing anybody.
They're here.
Woohoo! There they are. They got cameras again.
Oh my Lord! Of course, the whole crew's here. Zachary Murdas. We got the NASCAR chef, John Dixon, the man himself, turning the dials, Mr. Wayne Owens. I'm Andy DeLay. This is your Fast Lap. We got a lot to talk about. Wayne had a heck of a cool clash at Bowman Gray. That I thought was cool. There's people actually beating that up, and I don't understand that.
So I can see why people are beating it up. One, because, again, you got these big-ass stock cars that are on this little teeny tiny little track. It's like an eighth mile in
quarter mile
distance, or quarter mile. Okay, yeah, this one's quarter mile, but either way, still a very, very small track, all things considered. And personally, my opinion to it. Now, this is just me, and I don't know who shares this opinion. If you do, great. If not, oh well. I don't really care. But, the opinion that I roll with on this one is that instead of running this race on, the Cup cars, why not, if they're going to stick to a small track like this, why not put these guys in street stocks? It's not a points race anyway.
Yeah. Wayne, listen to this. I know Zach's going to love this. Put these guys in Legends cars out there. Why not? The NFL plays their Pro Bowl with flags now. Yeah. They don't even tackle each other anymore. And we could put Zach out there, and he could become an instant Cup star.
There you go. Yeah, hate to break it to you. They don't run Legends at Bowman Gray anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be like Talladega for those things. It'd be pretty cool.
They used to run there. It's the same size as the Charlotte quarter mile for the Son of Murder shootout.
Yep.
But run plenty of times.
I think the last time they ran Legends there was 2011.
Oof.
Lord.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you guys, my opinion is, I like going to that racetrack because it's an old historical racetrack, but the clash needs to be at Daytona.
It does.
Period.
It does.
There's a lot of folks saying that. I like the idea, Wayne. The clash, Daytona is where it started. That's where I'd like to see it. But I love this idea. If it's the clash or call it something else preseason, to have some of these short tracks, or maybe, go to New Smyrna next or wherever, and that would be pretty cool. Talking of which, guys, real quick, I want to make a mention. I'm going to be at New Smyrna with Jeffrey Earnhardt and his racing experience come March 23rd. I'm going to be out there. Hopefully, we're going to have Bobby Dale Earnhardt, his brother, out there with me. We're going to do a little production thing, and I want to take you for a ride with Jeffrey Earnhardt around New Smyrna.
That's a scary thought. You already blown one oil pan, Andy. We don't need any more.
No, I'm not going to drive. Jeffrey's driving me.
Remind me, folks, John, Zach, remind me that I have to put in a call to Bobby Dale and get Jeffrey's number. Make sure I call Jeffrey and be like, just as an FYI, Andy is a curse. He will blow an oil pan out of your car.
Oh, God.
Don't tell him that, Wayne. Come on.
oh, my God. Yeah, well, that was Kyle Busch's car I freaking tore up that day anyway, way back in the day before Zach was even born, probably. But
how old do you think I am?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no. Let's see now. Andy, you did it, son.
Here's Motley. I love it. Wayne, I also have another real quick piece of news, if I could add real quick. Yours truly right here. I'm going to be writing for Seriously Fast Motorsports over there. I'm going to be a columnist, of course, years ago, and I guess less than 10 years ago, I wrote for Speed Sport. Of course, you did some production for Speed Sport, but now going to be writing for SFM and Tom Ludermusser over there. Want to give you a big shout out. Can't wait to see that stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be some interesting stuff. Andy's writing style is just as opinionated as he is in real life, so don't worry, folks. He's very vocal.
Yeah, I write for a living, but it's police reports that I usually write. So trust me, they're a little more interesting. These articles.
Yeah. These are going to be a whole lot more interesting. It's not going to be as crazy as the Sheriff's Department chase from the other day. Which, by the way, Andy, I'll have to fill you in on that one. There was a fun one here in town.
Zach, you look like you sat on a burr or something over there, man. There's a couple too many beers last night.
That's drink beer.
That's what I'm thinking. He was probably out drinking way too late last night at least. But either which way, we got to get on to headlines of the week here, folks. And speaking of the Clash, pole winner Chase Elliott, man, Andy, he
dominated.
Hendrick is off to a kick-ass start in 2025, and now
unless your name's Kyle Larson.
Well, there's another topic we're going to touch on there here in just a couple of minutes too, because I saw something I want to bring up. But we won't name names, but a friend of ours that everybody knows really well had some really good news from the world of HMS2 this past weekend, so that was really good too.
What wouldn't happen to be now that I can announce it, our JT.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. I forgot that that thing went to the side. But yeah, Jeremy Taylor works for Hendrick Motorsports now, and they got their first big win, Andy. And I know JT was jumping for joy after that event.
Oh yeah, he was. I got a lot of cool celebratory text over that. It was pretty neat, man. Love it. I'm so proud of him. He got to start Burning Rubber Radio. My cousin, family, great stuff to see him working for Jeff Gordon and them out there.
Yep, really good stuff. And then moving on over here now, one other bit of news that we can touch on as far as the NASCAR Cup Series is concerned. Tim Brown, Andy, this news actually just popped over the weekend as well here. Bowman Gray Stadium legend Tim Brown didn't reach the feature race on Sunday night for the Clash, finishing in 10th in the LCQ race. However, he piloted a Rick Ware Racing Ford in a one-off appearance, was behind the 8-ball from the get-go due to, how did they word this here, not having any experience, quote-unquote, aboard a NASCAR Cup Series race car. But while he was at a disadvantage, he believes he found rhythm, which mattered the most to him, and he was happy just to be in a Cup car. So I think that was pretty cool.
I would say so, even though it was Rick Ware Racing stuff.
Oh man, but I tell you what, the other thing we want to talk about from the Clash here, and this was something that was brought up actually post race, if I remember hearing correctly, and I can't remember where I saw that. I think it was Toby Christie, where there was talk that NASCAR getting hit in the shorts again. Losing another lawsuit, by the way, folks. So Michael Jordan and all those guys, I know they're jumping for joy because that all happened. NASCAR not wanting to be as lenient with drivers going into other series of racing, which especially impacts somebody like a Kyle Larson. You know, Larson out there running late models, dirt, stocks, whatever you can find. You know, you'll usually see Kyle Larson running in it. There was rumor going around that NASCAR is purposely screwballing the schedule so that drivers will not have this opportunity to run these other events like the Indianapolis 500 for Kyle Larson or any of the other dirt stuff that he's got going on here. And I've started to notice it happening, Andy. I don't know if you have, because you noticed that Larson didn't get in as many races last year as he wanted to.
I know that they made the Kyle Larson rule about if you miss a race like he did or was late for qualifying coming back from the Indy for the 600. No more give-me's. So yeah, NASCAR, I guess, turning the screws. What do you think?
I don't know what they're doing. To be honest with you, we're just kind of wait and see and let it play out.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, just let it play out and see what happens. But at the end of it all, though, if they're doing what I think they're doing, for those of us that are wrestling fans here, they're kind of pulling a Vince McMahon, where Vince was always against bringing in people from other promotions or letting his people go and do independent promotions because he wanted to keep his talent with him.
NASCAR seems to not mind bringing folks in. They're, they loves having folks like who's that's going to run the Daytona 500.
Helio Castroneves.
Yes, Castroneves. And they're basically making another spot. They're going to be an extra spot in the field for him. So, he automatically makes the show. He doesn't even have to qualify in.
Right, yeah, he doesn't even have to qualify in, which realistically, I don't like that idea. He should still have to qualify like everybody else. But Zach,
the extra spot only comes into effect if Helio doesn't make it in naturally. So if he makes it in naturally to the Daytona 500, then it's still 40 spots. But if he doesn't make it in, then it's 41.
All right, so it's kind of like the old champions provisional stuff. But still, like Mike Wallace, our buddy who we had on the show here a little while back, celebrating him making the Daytona 500, and then NASCAR pulls the rug out from under Mike, who was one of their legacy drivers, a winning driver.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're NASCAR so quick to roll out the red carpet for folks like Castroneves and all of them to come over and run, but they're going to give Mike Wallace a hard time, which I just think is foolish.
Realistically, I'm with you there because they should give Castroneves the same, runaround that they did for SVG, where SVG had to go through X Series, then go to X Series, and then get his Cup ride. And don't get me wrong, because SVG is a lauded champion when it comes to Australian V8 supercars, and Castroneves, same thing with IndyCar. He's a lauded champion, but if SVG has to do it, why shouldn't Castroneves do it?
Well, my take on this, guys, is, they probably have a good reason why Mike's not in it, but they shouldn't have given him a go-ahead at first, where he can go out and make announcements and all that. I think that's where they really messed up.
Right. The fact that they gave him the early approval and then all of a sudden just yank it away from him, honestly, is garbage. It's not cool in any way, shape, or form.
I agree.
But again, it all goes back to that point too, that NASCAR, they're being inclusive, letting people come in, but they're not letting their guys go out and branch out into other forms of motorsports. And that was, like I said, heir apparent with Kyle Larson, where Larson didn't get to run as many of the other little races as he wanted to run last year, except for like the Indy 500, except for like the World 100 and other things like that, and or even the Chili Bowl. And if they're going to let drivers come in, they need to be on the same side, letting their boys go out and compete elsewhere too. That's just my opinion.
Zach, as a driver, what is your take on that?
I mean, I haven't seen NASCAR say anything about not letting their drivers do other things. I've seen team owners say that they don't want other drivers going out and doing things because you had the whole Alex Bowman thing where he got his spine compressed in a sprint car wreck, had to miss a couple of races. You had Chase Elliott get in a snowboard accident, break his leg, had to miss a few races. So I don't think NASCAR is being too restrictive on their drivers. I think the teams are. And I think there's just going to be ways where NASCAR is going to try to say, hey, let's not have you go do other races, Kyle Larson rule, and try to, they want their drivers staying in their series. But NASCAR also has the whole thing where they don't want stock car teams going to other stock car series. It's a bit of a mess, really, in the terms of the media.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
totally
it definitely creates a mess. But at the end of the day, though, I do like the idea of cross-pollinating all of the different series to see who can do what and where. So again, like a Kyle Larson, I mean, he's good in pretty much anything he touches. Castroneves, he's done the dirt cars with SRX. He's done IndyCar. Yeah. He's now going to be getting into the world of the NASCAR Cup Series. It's okay to let drivers go in and experience other things, especially if the team you're on is working in partnership with somebody else. So, like, say if a Hendrick Motorsports wanted to partner up with somebody on the dirt side, like, say, Kyle Larson has his own dirt team or whatever, then at that point, let that partnership happen. Like, that's just how that goes, in my honest opinion. And I really think that could benefit everybody all the way around.
I think that's why the IROC series was so much fun back in the day.
Talking about IROC, it's back, baby. And did you hear?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's back, of course. And Ray
Gordon's
Evans,
back in the car, baby.
Yes, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Ken Schrader. There's going to be others from Open Wheel going to
Jack
be running.
Brown.
Yes, they're going to be running out at WeatherTech Laguna Seca this August, I do believe it is.
I'm so happy.
And it's not parade laps like Mark did last year in Washington. Well, excuse me, in New York. It's going to be a regular IROC race. And I think, I may be totally wrong, but they're going to be running those legacy IROC cars because Evernham purchased all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're going to be running all of the legacy cars. So that in itself is huge news. And I'll tell you what, we've had a lot of news, a lot of opinions in 15 minutes today, folks. We're going to stop right there. We're going to let you digest all of this. And on our Facebook page, on our X page, on our Instagram, wherever you find this video at this week, put your comments down below. Let us know what you guys think about IROC coming back. Let us know what you guys think about drivers running in other series, as far as like Castroneves, Larson, and everybody else. Let us know what you guys thought of the Clash. Personally, I didn't think it was the greatest. It could have been better if it were a different style of car. The guys over here obviously think it was better than that. Again, all of our social media, leave us a like, leave us a follow, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Rumble. Comment on all of the news from this week. And with that being the case here, folks, we are going to bounce out of here until next week when we should, if everything goes right and the technical gremlins run away, then we should be back here for a full 30-minute episode starting next Monday, folks. So do be on the lookout for that. But until that point in time, I'm Wayne Owens. That's Andy DeLay, NASCAR chef John Dix, Zachary Murtis. And, we will see you guys. I'll see you guys on the next Fast Lap.